Okay, friends, good afternoon. And special good afternoon for Shubha, our new friend and our special guest today in our cross-cultural understanding class. Yeah. And today we will talk about stories, and we will also read stories, and we can discuss about our culture and our guests' culture. Yeah. First of all, I'd like to greet all of you who have arrived in the Zoom meeting room. Hai Kak Kinanti, hai Kak Sharon, hai Kak Kinansa, Kak Veda, Kak Milka, Kak Kenneth, Kak Naya, Kak Gendis, Kak Clara, Kak Vladi, Kak Yesika, Kak Syafina, Kak Jendra, Kak Via, and Kak Nino. Well, as what we have talked about before, make sure that your camera is on and your microphone is off, except if we ask you to turn on your microphone, okay? All right. And later on, if you have any questions, you can raise hands and we will give time for you to ask some questions. Okay, so I will introduce our guest today. Her name is Shubha Prada Somasekar. Is that right? Okay.
That's perfect.
Or you can call her Subha. And she works at corporate jobs in finance, retail, and marketing. And one great thing is that she starts to build a community. So she's a community builder, and she started that extra step with her brother and mentor from 3 different generations. Please give applause first, because it's nice to have dreams and make it come true, right? Okay, and for our program today, so now we have the opening, and later on we will have Shubha to talk to us all. And later on, we will have Q&A sessions. And last, we will have a photo session and closing. Okay, hope that you enjoy your class today. First of all, let's pray first so that everything will be okay. The signal will be okay too. All right, let's start to pray. Thank you, God, for the beautiful afternoon. We would like to start our program today, our special program. Bless us, please. Amen. Okay. All right, now fasten your seatbelt, friends. We are going to fly to India in 3, 2, 1. Zoom. Okay, Shubha, the time is yours.
Hi, everybody. I'm very happy to be here and see all of you. I'm very excited to share some stories from India. So I'm Shubha, and all of you told me about your hobbies. My hobby is reading. I have really liked reading since I was, well, your age, and I was a really small child. And everybody would keep searching for me and they wouldn't find me because I used to be in one corner, always reading a book. And we have a community very much like yours, where all of us friends get together on a Friday evening. Well, because everybody's working in our community and they're all big kids and they have jobs, we actually do our readings at 9:30 in the night. And so we have like bedtime storytelling for big kids, where we all read out stories to each other and then we just go to sleep. So it's nice to actually read stories to you in the daytime, when we can be excited and happy about it, not go to sleep right after. So thank you for having me and for listening. I'm very excited to be here. Rati, I wanted to see if I can screen share. It's saying disable.
Miss, you are muted.
Okay, I have allow you to share screen. Okay.
Perfect.
Wow.
The first story that I want to read to you is about a little girl called Puchku. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Okay. I chose this story because Puchku reminds me a lot of myself when I was very young. Puchku, have a bath. Puchku, eat your food. Puchku, go to class. Puchku, get on the bus. Puchku, do your homework. Where is Puchku? Here is Puchku, reading a book and very lost in it. What she's reading is a book in a language called Kannada, and it says, Ella nammane bekkina tappu, which means everything that's wrong in my house is because of my cat. Puchku is busy. She has a book to read. Puchku reads all the time, at home, in school, in the park, in bed, page after page, book after book, one by one, she has read them all. Why are you reading always? Why are you always reading, Puchku? Asks Boltu. Come watch a cartoon instead, says Dodla. Books are so much fun, says Puchku. Look, you see a circle and the straight line? You push it in and you pull it out and it becomes a letter. Line up all of the letters and you have a word. Words can be wise, words can be funny, words can be sad, and words can be funny. So when you put all the words together, they make a sentence. And sentences become stories. Read it and whoosh, you're in another world. But today, Puchku's in a fix. She has run out of books to read. All the books that she could reach in the library, she has read from chapter 1 to the end. What will I do? No more books to read, wails Puchku. Wait, what's that over there? Puchku looks up and sees not one, not two, but 3 more shelves full of books. More books, Puchku whispers in delight. There is still one problem though. She's too short and the bookshelf is too tall. How can Puchku get up there? Maybe she can use a washing line or Ma's sari to climb. How about the chairs and tables in the room? At the Q&A session, we will talk about what a sari is. It would be really helpful, thinks Puchku, to have a giraffe at hand or even a monkey or both. Puchku has a plan. She calls Boltu and Dodla for help. As quiet as they can, they climb on top of each other. Boltu, you're heavy, Dodla complains. Told you not to eat that last rasgulla. It's not me, Boltu hisses. It's Puchku. Shh, she's almost there, says Puchku. Just then it all goes wrong. Ah! What is happening here? It is the very tall librarian. She puts Puchku down. Boltu and Dodla run away. Puchku looks up very sadly at the book that she almost had in her hand. Can I help? Asks the very tall librarian. I was trying to climb the bookshelf. I've run out of books to read, says Puchku sadly. Why didn't you say so? Says the tall librarian. As long as I am around, you do not have to climb a bookshelf. May I pick you up? Puchku nods. I will take this and this one, says Puchku happily. Thank you. Take this one too, says the very tall librarian. When I was small, I loved this book. You were small once? Puchku asks. Oh yes, even smaller than you, says the very tall librarian. But then I grew, and so will you. Until then, all you need to do is ask for a book, and I will be here to give it to you. But is Puchku listening? No, she's not. She is inside her book, through a circle, and a line, and a letter, and another, then a word, then another, a sentence, and another, and now a story. Because Puchku has a new book.
Wow,
So the book that you see,
so great. It's an interesting story, don't you think, friends? Okay, if you are interested in this story, please type 111. If you think that this story is great and is fantastic and interesting, please type 111. Lots of one. Okay, so you started to imagine Puchku, was it climbed onto the friend's back, yeah? Okay, and please type 222 if you remember about yourself when you listen to our new guest, our Subha, our friends here read about Puchku. Type 222 if you think that, oh, it's Puchku's story just like what I did. I love to read, or maybe I have many ideas like Puchku. Please type 222 if you think that this story is quite similar to mine. Yeah. Only me? Is it only me? Type 222. Okay. Right. So you never or maybe you love reading stories. You can also type 222. Or make or use your imagination to solve problems, maybe. Okay, all right. Okay, super.
awesome. That's lovely. Rati, do I take some questions now for this story, or do I finish all the stories and then do questions together?
I think it will be better to have the Q&A now if it is okay.
Perfect. Do you guys have any questions for me?
Yeah, you can ask questions, especially about the books that Suba has just read. Maybe you remember about someone when you take a look at this picture, yeah. Remember about me, maybe.
So how many of you have heard the word sari?
Okay. Friends, have you heard about sari before? You even saw me wearing it, right? Okay, please type 888 if you have ever read, or that if you know what a sari is. Okay, all right. Yeah, quite many, yeah. Yeah, Suba, so please, can you tell us what a sari is? Because I heard that we can wear sari for many ways.
Yes. So if you see in this picture here, this is also a sari. And a lot of us remember what, so the back of this sari is called a pallu. And a lot of us remember that word because when we were all very little, we used to hold the pallu of our mother's saris as they walked in front of us because it hangs at the back. So it just goes swish, 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 swish when you're walking. And another example of a sari is here. See this? It's just a very long piece of cloth, and it can be made of cotton, it can be made of silk, and we have more than 20 states in India. So each state sometimes has 1 or 2 or 3 traditional ways of tying a sari, but all the saris across the country are just very, very long. So when I was little, we used to take my mother's sari and go to the terrace and we used to build ourselves a little fort because it's so long. We would just put it on all of the walls, and then we would sit underneath it and we would eat candy. But here is another sari. If you can see, this is another different style of tying a sari, and it usually has a lot of different designs. It's bright, it's colorful, and for a lot of us, it's so soft that we really like holding on to our mother's pallus and walking behind her.
Wow.
That's what a sari is. You see this going over the shoulder? So in this case, she's pulled it over her shoulder, and sometimes you can tie it in front so that it doesn't go swish, 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 swish.
I see.
So that's what the tall librarian has done here. And I want to tell you a little bit more about the languages that you see in this story. So the first language that I want to talk to you about is Kannada. And I want to talk to you about Kannada because that's where I am from. I was born in Bangalore, which is in the state of Karnataka, and our official language for our state is Kannada. And we are called, because we are from Karnataka, we are called Kannadigas, and our language is Kannada. And this is what the script looks like. It's very curly, it's very round. You see a lot of things like this. And the other language that I want to show you is this one. This script is called Hindi. How many of you have heard about Hindi? I'm thinking Hindi is more popular and more famous as the language from India.
Yeah. It's more it's more popular here rather than the other languages.
Yes. So Hindi is one of the most common languages spoken in India, mostly in the north of India. So the two most common languages that we use are English and Hindi. And this is what the Hindi script looks like. And on the book is written Jadav Ka Jungle, which means Jadav's forest. So that's what Puchku is reading here. And this is what the Hindi script looks like. So we, as a country, as a very big country, a lot of us speak Hindi. But within that, we have many states, and each state has one main language that we speak. So I speak Kannada. I also speak a lot of other languages from different states because my mother grew up in a different state, my father grew up in a different state. So I speak a lot of different languages, but my language in my state is called Kannada.
Kannada, yeah. Right. So maybe in here in Indonesia, we also have many provinces, and we have different different language as well. So like in Java, we speak Javanese. When you go to North Sumatra, you have the other language like that. Right. So it's almost similar to us, yeah.
Yeah, it's very similar. Can you tell me what languages you speak so I can also get a little bit of information on what it's like?
Okay.
Anybody want to tell me?
Okay. So friends, can you tell Shubha one of the most popular Japanese word that we have? How to say thank you in Japanese? You can open your microphone and share. How to say
One.
Yeah, you can say nuwun or matur nuwun. Yeah, nuwun or matur nuwun in Japanese. It is called terima kasih or in Bahasa, and it means thank you in English.
Oh, how cool. Thank you for teaching me.
Yeah. Nuwun, yes. And how about to say thank you in your language?
Okay, so in Kannada, actually I will teach you in Hindi first. In Hindi, it is shukriya.
Okay, shukriya.
Shukriya.
Okay, friends, please open your microphone.
Which is very similar to.
Yep. Shukriya.
It's got Persian influences, so it's shukriya.
Shukriya. Okay.
Do you want to try it with me?
Yes, of course. Friends, let's open let's turn on our microphone Okay, and we will repeat after Shubha, yeah? Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
okay.
3, 2, 1. Shukriya.
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 Okay.
Shukriya.
Shukriya.
And I'm sending you another word in my language, which is Kannada. It is called Dhanyavada. Dhanyavada.
Dhanyavada.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you want to try saying that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Dhanyavada.
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 Wow, thank you for teaching us.
Okay. Shall we move on to the next story?
Yes, sure.
Okay. Okay. The second story that I'm going to read you today is called Amachi's Amazing Machines. Amachi in a South Indian language called Malayalam. Today is all about languages. Is a grandmother. So if you can see, this is a very, very cool Amachi. Can you raise hands if you have an Amachi that you really, really like? Give me a thumbs up. Who loves your Amachi? Okay. Amachi, Amachi, could we make coconut barfi today? Suraj asked his grandmother. Please. He. Only if you help me make it, huh? Replied Amachi. Yay! Ready? Shouted Suraj. Ready, said Amachi. We'll only pick the ripe ones, okay? The ones that are brown all over. Watch out. Here they come. Whoosh, whoomp. Now to get the husk off. Pooch, crank. Suraj's stomach went grrr, and Amachi giggled. Then we crack the shell like this. Katak. And grate the fruit. Grate it. Grrr. Toss it into the pan with all the other ingredients. It smells so good, Amachi. Then we pour it all out on a tray and we wait for it to cool, Baba. Now we cut it into neat little slices. Yippee! Our coconut barfi is ready to be eaten. Yum, yum, yum. These are all the simple machines. Rati, you're on mute.
Yeah. Okay, so wow, there are 6 simple machines, yeah, that Amachi used for making the coconut barfi, yeah.
So one is an inclined plane. An inclined plane is just a surface that goes up or is cross. And then there's a lever. A lever is something that you use to make something else go up or down. And then there's a wheel, an axle. You guys know what a wheel is. Some of you like riding, some of you like being out. So there's a wheel and there's something called an axle that makes the wheel turn. And then there's a wedge. So you use a wedge to separate something. Like you can see it here. A wedge just separates something or helps you break it. A pulley is just like the word pull. You just keep pulling it and you bring it up. If you have a well, or if you've seen a well, you just keep dragging and dragging and dragging the rope and the pulley comes up. And then there's a little screw that you use to hold things together.
All right, great. So friends, do you have any questions on this story?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
What is barfi?
Barfi, such a good question. Do you like sweets?
Yep.
How many of you like sweets?
You can raise your hands if you like.
Vladi, Adila, Sharon, Pia. Everybody likes sweets. Nice. Awesome. So a barfi is a sweet from India. It is made out of, from what you saw in the story, can you tell me what the main thing in a barfi is?
Coconut.
Coconut. How many of you have seen someone breaking a coconut? Yeah, so many of you. So a barfi is an Indian sweet that has mostly coconut and sugar. So you can use different types of sugar. You can use palm sugar, you can use regular sugar, you can use brown sugar. But basically you make coconut and you put it in boiling hot sugar. Do you know what happens when you boil sugar? It becomes a very
Caramel?
sticky. Well, no, not exactly. So it becomes like glass, but like very sticky glass. So you put a few drops of water and you put a lot of sugar, and when you boil it, it becomes very, very sticky. So first you make a sugar syrup basically, and then you put coconut into it, and then it's very, 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 very hot. And then you put that hot thing on a tray like Amachi did. So you see, Amachi is pouring it out into a tray here. And once it's starting to cool down, you can just take a knife and you can draw into the tray. And then when it fully cools down, you can break it out into a piece of little squares, and barfis look like this. They are absolutely delicious. And I like it very much. And my mother used to make it for me when I was little.
Wow. we are wondering whether we can make it by ourselves here. Maybe
yes.
It's maybe there is one maybe almost similar to barfi. We have a kind of sweet like that called dodol. So it is also made out of coconut and sugar. Yeah, but yeah, it's quite sticky. How about the texture after the barfi has set? Is it still sticky or is it more crunchy like that?
So you can just break it in your hand and it'll be into pieces and it's not sticky at all.
Wow, so it is different then from dodol.
Yeah,
dodol.
But what's amazing is that currently I live in the state of Goa, which mostly has a lot of Portuguese influences. And if I go to the supermarket, I will find dodol. And I've learned something today that dodol is something you have also. So thank you.
Wow!
I love dodol.
All right, wow.
I did not know that it came from Indonesia. So it was a very new sweet for me. And I ate it and I loved it. And I didn't know where it came from. And now I do.
Oh, wow. Amazing. Yeah.
So it's very different from dodol. It's
Yeah.
like if you break a Cadbury's chocolate, it breaks in half. So a barfi breaks in half.
Wow.
And you can just, it's crunchy when you bite it and eat it.
I think you have to send me the recipe, Suba.
Yes. It's actually very easy to make, and I will send you a recipe.
Okay, then I will share it to you guys. Don't worry. So you can try by yourself, or you can ask your mom to help you make this barfi, coconut barfi. All right, great question. So do you have any other questions, friends? Related to this book first? Or maybe related to, yeah, since we are talking about food, maybe you want to ask something about food? You can just raise hands and ask your question. Come on. If not, will you read the other story, Shubha?
Yes.
Okay.
Before we read the next story, I have one small question for all of you, if you can help me. What do you call your grandmother?
Okay. How do you call
Nene.
your grandma, friends? Okay.
Nene.
Nene.
Nane? Nane.
Nene.
Okay.
Yep.
Awesome.
So Amachi is nene, grandma.
Okay. I'm going to be reading you another Amachi story today because I miss my Amachi, and my Amachi was a lot like the Amachi that you're seeing today in our stories.
Cool
This
Amachi.
story is it's a very cool Amachi. The next story that I am going to read to you is Amachi's incredible invention. Oh no, the uniforms have disappeared, said Amachi. Someone must have stolen them, said Suraj. But who? Asked Amachi. It could have been Penny, said Suraj. Or maybe it was that civet from the attic. Said Amachi. Perhaps. Or do you think Appachan took them? Said Suraj. This is Penny, the little doggy. This is the civet cat. And this is Appachan. Appachan means grandfather. Amachi and Appachan.
Amachi.
There's only one way to find out, said Amachi. Oh, how? We must lay 3 brilliant traps. First, we need more uniapams. Aren't they all gone? Asked Suraj. No, I hid some in the kitchen, said Amachi, for emergencies. Ha ha, yum. Our first trap is for the civet, said Amachi. When he comes through the window, he'll fall right into this basket. His weight will make the lid fall shut automatically. Amazing, said Suraj. This one is for Penny. If she tries to eat the uniapam, she'll be instantly trapped under this bucket. Brilliant, said Suraj. Can you see the little uniapam here?
Yep.
And this hidden camera will catch Appachan red-handed, said Amachi. If he lifts the uniapam off the plate, the string will slip out and trigger the camera shutter. Genius, said Suraj. And now we wait. An hour passed. Amachi was in her rocking chair, reading her favorite science book. And when Suraj came running in, Amachi, come and look, the traps have been sprung. Oh, said Amachi, let's see. The basket trap is empty. So is the bucket trap. How odd. The camera didn't go off either. But the uniapams are all gone, said Amachi. Again. What is going on here? What a clever thief, said Amachi. Maybe we should try 3 more traps. Yes, said Suraj. But what will we use as bait? Don't we have 3 more uniappams left in the oven? Asked Suraj. Aha, said Amachi. Not so clever after all, I see. Eh? Said Suraj. What? How did you know there were 3 uniappams left, Suraj? Said Amachi. And how do you know they were hidden in the oven? I, oh. And I didn't tell anyone else how the traps worked. Only you could have sprung them without getting caught. Can you see what Suraj did here? Okay, said Suraj. Fine, you caught me. I am the uniappam thief. I knew it, said Amachi. Those uniappams were too irresistible, Amachi, said Suraj. You were such a good cook. Ha ha ha, you little flatterer, said Amachi. Who gets to eat the remaining uniappams, Amachi? Ha ha, come, we will share them. Oh no, said Amachi. The uniappams are gone again. He. Guess who's eating the remaining uniappams? Appachen got some, Penny got some, and the civet cat got some. Okay, if you want to know how to catch a thief, here's a little list that I'm going to send to Rati. And then if you want to lay a trap, if you find out how something has gone missing, you can be a detective just like Amachi. Does that sound good?
Yep. All right. Clap your hands for Shubha and her wonderful stories. Yay. Great.
Have you noticed what Amachi is wearing? Can someone tell me what Amachi is wearing?
Sorry, can you repeat?
Can you tell me what Amachi is wearing?
Okay. What Amachi is wearing?
Sari.
A sari.
Sari. That's right.
So I'm going to tell you something about Appachen and what Appachen is wearing. Appachen is wearing something called the lungi. It's called a lungi.
Lungi.
A lungi is usually, again, a long piece of cloth, but it's not as big as the sari. But normally all the lungis, if you see, they have checks on them. They have little squares on them. All the lungis have different colors, but they always have these little checks on them. Isn't that a cool Appachen?
Yep. Oh yeah, friends, talking about lungi, I'm sure that you recognize the same kind of cloth that our kakek or eyang kakong usually wear here. Can you mention the name of that thing?
Sarung.
Yes.
Sarung.
Sarung. So maybe
A sarung.
sarung is the same. Yeah.
So is the sarong like what Appachen is wearing?
Yes, that's right.
How cool. What do you call your Appachen?
Kakek. Yeah.
Kake?
Yeah, kakek.
Kake and Nane.
Nenek. Yes, that's right.
Nane. Okay.
So, Amachi and Apache. Yeah.
Amachi and Appachen.
Apachen. Okay.
Does somebody know what a civet cat is?
Civet cat.
No.
Maybe it's like musang here, yeah? Or luwak. Musang maybe.
I think more like a luwak, if I'm not
Ah.
wrong.
Yep.
So where I am in Goa, because it's It's at the foot of the hills. If you have a roof like this, in the night you can hear put 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 put. And earlier I would get scared. So now I know that they are civet cats who are just running up and down in the night. And they like unniapams.
By the way, what is a noniapam?
So an unniapam is something from Kerala. So I'm going to type the name of the state is Kerala, and their language is called Malayalam.
Malayalam.
So in Malayalam, they call their grandmother and grandfather Amachi and Apachan. So there are a lot of sweets that are specific to the state of Kerala, and one of them is called an unniyappam. Have you guys heard of something called a dosa?
Yes, I have.
Okay. So have you guys, so basically we make something called a batter, and then we have a pan that has little circles in it. Actually, I have the pan. Can I quickly go and bring it so you can see? Is that okay?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Give me 1 minute and I will be back.
Okay.
Miss, you are muted.
Oh, thank you. So friends, after this, you can prepare your questions. So you can ask Shubha after this, and please be active. Yeah.
Hello, I'm back. Sorry. So this is the pan. Can you see it?
Yes.
And this is the back of the pan. And this is the handle. So this is how we make unniyappam. So we keep the bottom of the pan on the fire, and then we pour batter into these, and then we cover it with a plate. And then the nice thing about using this pan is that all of the unniyappam is a sweet. It's got rice flour and it's got coconut in it. So we make a batter out of it, which is liquidy, and then we pour it into this. The nice thing about unniyappam is that it's really, really crispy on the outside and it's soft on the inside. And it's crispy because of this surface. This is our unniyappam pan.
So interesting.
Do you have something similar?
I'm not sure, but it seems like the pan fork way too big, yeah, friends. There is a kind of sweet food here, and it's called kue tu bit, and it's made out of flour and there may be some eggs like that. Or the thing that I'm familiar with is the pan looks like the pan for making Japanese takoyaki.
Takoyaki?
Yeah, takoyaki
So
Japanese.
cool.
Yeah, from Japan, right? So yeah, but it's rather savory. If way too bit, it's sweet, but it's
Okay.
not crispy.
Okay. So I cheat. I make a lot of different things in this pan. I make dosas in this pan because I like the shape. I like eating little things, and it feels like I have a lot on my plate. Sometimes I've made pancakes on this. I've made a pancake batter, and then because I'm a big kid and I can name things, I decided to call my creation a pan cup because of the shape of the pancake.
I see.
And I used to put chocolate pieces inside a pancake, and then it would look like a cup, and I made myself a pan cup.
Pan cup. Yeah, so way too bit is just like your pan cup, I guess. So you can
a pan cup.
Yeah, chocolate rice, or maybe grated cheese, or maybe grated coconut. Oh,
Oh,
I start
yum.
being hungry now.
Does anybody have any other questions for me?
Okay, friends, you can ask Shubha any questions that you want to ask. I think we will start the Q&A sessions. Yeah, Shubha.
Okay, perfect.
All right. Okay, friends, you may ask questions now. You can either ask about the books or the other things. Yeah, maybe about the culture. Okay, Kenneth, you raise hands.
Do you write books?
Can you repeat?
Sorry, Kenneth, can you repeat it?
Do you write books?
I don't write books, but I love reading a lot of books. So I like reading different kinds of books. I want to write a book. One day I hope I do. So it's always been a dream to write a book. And when I do, I will let you guys know.
Yay! Right. Anyone else who wants to ask questions? Okay, Kinanti, wait, let me find you. Let me find you. Hold a moment. Okay. Right, Kinanti.
What food is served during Deepavali?
Can you repeat that?
What food is served during Deepavali?
What food is served to?
On Deepavali. Deepavali day.
Okay. Yes, on Deepavali. Okay, so on Deepavali, we make a lot of different kinds of sweets. And we actually also make a barfi. Some people make unyapams on Deepavali. And we eat a lot of something that as children we used to call karam kuram, which is a lot of crunchy, crispy, salty, savory snacks. And then we eat something called badusha. And we have in my house a special breakfast on Deepavali in the mornings, which is idli and chutney. It's my family tradition that breakfast is idli and chutney. And in the evening, we eat a lot of different kinds of sweets and a lot of different kinds of snacks.
Okay.
And then we light a lot of lamps. So that's what Deepavali mostly is.
Lamps, yeah.
Yes. So we
Oh.
light a lot of lamps around the house. And then we light a lot of lamps like in front of our gods, the photos of gods. And then earlier we used to burst a lot of crackers, but not anymore. But we light a lot of lamps and then we eat a lot of sweets.
Oh, I see.
We definitely eat barfis and unyapams.
So I think it's a kind of must-have items, must-have snacks.
Yes.
During
Yes.
on the on the
Deepavali.
Deepavali, yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you for asking me that.
All right. Anyone else who wants to ask questions? Come on, come on, come on. Okay, Kinan.
What clothes to wear during Deepavali?
On Deepavali. Okay. So all our mothers and grandmothers, we wear saris. And if it's a special occasion like Deepavali, we wear silk saris. And the tradition is to always buy new clothes for Deepavali. So all of our all of our mothers and aunts and grandmothers, all of them wear saris and silk saris. And all of the appachans and fathers and uncles, they wear something called dhoti.
Oh.
And you remember seeing a photo of the lungi? It's different because a lungi has a lot of squares and checks on it, and it's supposed to be very comfortable and you wear it at home. But on Deepavali or like an important festival, all of the men wear something called a dhoti, which is very similar to a lungi. It's a long piece of cloth, but it's white in color and sometimes it's silk. It's white in color and it has a gold border at the bottom. So it's very similar to a sarong, except it's a white sarong with like a gold border. So
Right,
that's what the men wear.
It's fancier than the common.
It's fancier, yeah. And the children, the girls at least, we wear something called a pavadai. And a pavadai is basically a long skirt, a silk skirt, and a blouse on top. So that's a pavadai. And if you're not a child, but you're also not mummy's age and you're somewhere in between, so we kind of mix what the children wear and what the adults wear. And we call it a half sari. And that's in English. And it's actually called a davani. So you wear a skirt and you wear a blouse and you take a small scarf, a long scarf, and you just sort of tie it around yourself. Because saris are very difficult to tie. They're 6 yards long.
Yes.
And they're difficult to manage. So some of us bigger girls, we wear something called a davani, which is like half a sari. So we wear a very pretty skirt and then we wear like a scarf around it over the blouse, which sort of looks like a sari, but is not really a sari. So that's what we wear for Deepavali.
Yes. Okay, yes, Candice. All right, nice. So anyone who wants to ask? We still have, we still have some couple minutes. Maybe, okay, 2 more questions, yeah? Okay, Milka?
Hi, Milka.
Have you ever visited Indonesia, and what's your Indonesian favorite food?
I have not visited Indonesia. My sister has visited Indonesia, which is how I am getting to meet you guys. I wanted to come to Indonesia, but then none of us can really go anywhere at the moment. It's not safe. So I'm hoping to come next year or the year after that. And I really like rice a lot and I like potatoes. So I want to come there and try all of your rice dishes. So do you have a recommendation for me? What should I eat because I like rice?
Can you recommend her some food made out of rice?
Nasi goreng.
Ah,
Nasi goreng.
Everyone agrees with nasi goreng.
Okay, so I'm going to come and I'm going to try nasi goreng. There is a place in Bangalore that has nasi goreng, but I don't want to try because I want to try it in Indonesia.
Yeah, we're waiting for it. We're waiting for you.
I'd
to
love to come and meet you guys too.
And maybe we will treat you something called nasi gurih. It's quite famous in Klaten, in our area, and also nasi tumpang letok. So it's basically there is a kind of food that we call letok. It is made of coconut milk and then tofu. But the tofu is quite different from what we have, yeah. And it's savory and it's yummy. So when you come to Indonesia, we will definitely treat you those 2 dishes, yeah.
So I'm going to, when I come to Indonesia, I'm going to bring you all lots and lots and lots of barfis. And then I'm going to bring you a lot of uniappams and hopefully you'll like it.
Yay! Okay, that's great. Okay, so one more question, yeah? Okay. Kenneth? Or maybe there is someone else? No? Kenneth, yeah? Okay, Kenneth.
Can you dance? Because a lot of Indian women can dance.
Can you repeat that, Kenneth?
Can you dance? Because I've seen a movie that a lot of Indian women can dance.
So a lot of friends I know can dance very well, and my sister can dance very well. I am not so good at it. I'm okay. I will dance. Sometimes we dance at people's weddings because we're very happy that they're getting married. And I have a friend who's getting married in November, and she is going to ask me to dance with my other friends. So maybe I will send a video and then you can watch it. But I am not a very good dancer. I'm okay.
Okay, right. So
Do you dance, Kenneth?
In Indonesia, some of us can join extracurricular dance class,
Mhm.
but
Ooh,
it's not compulsory.
okay.
Okay.
That's cool.
Yeah. Feda, I will, because you raised hand almost the same time with Kenneth, so I will give you a chance to ask a question.
What is your favorite traditional food and how it tastes?
Okay, so my favorite, 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 favorite traditional food is a dosa. I love it. It's absolutely delicious. It's made out of rice, and I love rice. So it's like a very crispy pancake. It's a very similar pan to this, except it's flat here. It's like completely flat. So we just take hot, hot batter, and then we pour it on the pan and we sort of spread it out. Then we add a little bit of oil, we add a little bit of butter, and then we eat it with something called a chutney, which is a coconut based savory chutney, like a dip. And then we eat something called a sambar, which basically is made of lentils and vegetables, and it's tangy and spicy and hot, hot and delicious. So my absolute favorite food to eat is dosa.
All
And I
right.
love making dosa for my family also.
Wow. It's so great to have a talk, yeah, with another friend from another country. We know about our favorite dish and special dish from each country. Wow, it's very great. And you know what, friends? We have been talking for about an hour. Can you believe that? What? Yeah, time flies. Time really flies when we enjoy it. So what do you think? Do you enjoy this program? Please type 8 if you feel that you enjoy this program very much. Type lots of 8 if you really, really enjoy it. Wow, okay, super. All right. Wow. Wow, yes. It's so cool, yeah. It's so cool when we are able to have new friends from another country during this pandemic, right? So pandemic is not always bad. Yeah, we can keep in touch. We can even know new friends only in pandemic season. Yeah. Only this pandemic. All right. So friends, I think that we have done almost all things in our meeting today. And I'm sure that you learned a lot, yeah, that we have many similarities. Yeah. Okay. Now I want you to open your camera and we'll take a great picture. Okay, Jendra and Dila, would you please turn on your camera? All right. Okay, I'll count, yeah. I'll count in 3, 2, 1. Okay, Clara, I'm so sorry. I cannot see you clearly. Okay, right, in 3, 2, 1. Candace! Come on, show us your handsome face. Okay, in 3, 2, 1. All right, friends. It's very nice to have all of you here. Let's thank Shubha by saying Shukriya together, okay? 1. Okay, open your, turn on your microphone first. Okay, say Shukriya together, yeah? In the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Shukriya.
Shukriya. And Noel, for having me. I've enjoyed meeting all of you. Thank you so much. Shukriya and Noel.
All right. Well, friends, if you really enjoy and if you really like our session and you really thank Shubha, please type 777 in your chat. Type 777. Why? Because 7 looks like this, right? 777. Yay. All right. Thank you so much, friends. So after this, I want you to share our great moment to your family, to your friends, to everyone you know that, look, at Speak First, we can have new friends from other country. We can learn about the culture, the other culture, even the new language, and we can find lots of similar things between Indonesia and the other country. And I hope you really can take the value that we have today, that we are united in diversity. Okay, all right. So Shubha, do you have something to say before we close our session today?
I want to thank you because I can't believe I've made so many friends in Indonesia and I can't wait to come there. But I just want to point out and say that I'm so happy to have realized we have so much in common. The fact that I can eat dodol where I am, and that rice is something that I like and something that you like, and that we have so many dishes that have different names but are really sort of the same thing that we are eating. So it makes me feel very closer to you and your culture. And I'm very excited to come and meet all of you and say hello in person sometime. So I just really want to say thank you for having me. This has been such an amazing discovery for me also. So thank you so much.
Yeah, we are always welcome, and we really thank you for giving us your precious time, Shubha. So it's really, really great to see each other today, and hopefully we can have another classes with maybe more friends of yours or more friends of mine. And so thank you, friends, for today. Have a nice weekend. And I hope that you are keep being spiritful, yeah, because next 2 weeks we will have our PTS, yeah, our midterm test. Okay, good luck everyone. Thank you and see you.